This is the Roman Empire right now. We are the modern day Roman Empire. We are Rome. We are the great Egyptian empire of the pharaohs. The Mississippi, according to the secret societies, the Mississippi is referred to as the Nile.
Well, that's
Down the Nile, you have all the cities on the Nile. Memphis,
exactly what I was going to say.
and Cairo, all these cities named after Egyptian cities on the Mississippi. Why? It's because America is perceived by the founding fathers as the great restoration or the reborn empire of the Egyptian empire to dominate the globe.
There are over 110 pyramids along the Mississippi River. There is evidence of Ramses III on the Mississippi River.
He said, yes, America is Egypt. He was like, that's what the Seminole War was about, the Louisiana Purchase was about.
Or the Isis Pyramid found in the Grand Canyon. Like Egypt. Here in America, thousands of them.
There's a part of the Grand Canyon where they have all Egyptian names, Tet, Osiris, Isis, and they got that part blocked off. They said it's too dangerous for the people to go there. To this day, this is...
Who can tell me what DC stands for? District of Columbia. So our country is ruled by the District of Columbia. Well, who's Columbia? Well, we walk over there to the Capitol building, and there's Columbia perched on top. Well, we walked into the Capitol building, and there's the original sculpture that the one on the roof was made from, right there. And we go into this is in the visitor center. We go into the movie theater place there when they give you a little movie on the history of the making of the Capitol building. And it starts off by calling it the Temple of Liberty. And I turned to my wife, temple? Temples are for gods. Right? What God? Well, we just passed her in the hallway. Who is she? Who is Columbia? She is known as the Queen of Heaven. All throughout the scriptures, all throughout ancient history, throughout many cultures, she has many names. Semiramis being one of them. Ishtar, from which we get Easter. Isis, Columbia, Liberty, Diana, Venus. You could walk into the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C., look up into the womb of Isis, because that's what the Capitol Dome is, the womb of Isis, with the phallic symbol down the road of Osiris's missing piece, the Washington Monument. All right? This picture right here is called the apotheosis of George Washington. Look up in the Capitol Dome, and that's what you're going to see. Surrounded by 72, which is a high occult number, pentagrams, which are known as binding pentagrams. That's how the ancients believe they can, and the occult believes they can control demons. You got George right here in heaven. The apotheosis means ascending into godhood. That's what apotheosis means. Okay? If this is supposedly heaven, you might think you'd see, maybe the saints, see, Yeshua up there, see the angels, Michael, Gabriel. No, that's not what you see. You see Neptune, you see Vulcan, you see the Greek pantheon hanging up there with deified George in the Capitol building. I bet you've probably never seen this before. They've tucked it away. It used to be out in the outdoors. They put it inside a museum now. This is George Washington posing as a god. Which god? Zeus. This is a depiction of Zeus from the Temple of Zeus, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Also, it's the same pose as the occult symbol for Baphomet. Oh, this is a Christian nation. And if you look at the entire layout of Washington, D.C., it's all occult. Look at all the buildings. It's all after Greek mythology, too. But most notably, if you think about our founding of our nation, it's all about 13, isn't it? 13 colonies, 13 stripes, 13 stars, 13 this, 13 that, the Great Seal of the United States, 13 steps on the Great Pyramids, on the Great Seal of... What the heck is an Egyptian pyramid doing on our currency in the first place?
Founded with 13 colonies. Why 13? Why not 12? Why not an even dozen? Why not 10? Why not 15? There was a reason why these Masonic founding fathers of America chose the number 13. Now, I'll share that with you. You're taught in this society, in Western society, that 13 is an unlucky number.
Yes.
Friday the 13th is an unlucky date. Most buildings don't have a 13th floor. Most theaters don't have a 13th row. But yet, we see that the number 13 has been repeated 13 times on the Great Seal and the dollar bill. We see that this country was founded with 13 colonies. So obviously, to those who know the truth, 13 has a different meaning. I take you back to the story of Asar, the story of the murder of Asar. Osiris' body was cut into 14 pieces, and a Set found 13 parts of Osiris' body and remembered him. So for the Masonic founding fathers of the United States of America, they established this country with 13 colonies because symbolically, metaphorically, they saw themselves as reconstituting the body of Osiris, the 13 colonies here in the United States.
Right? What does that have to do with anything about our nation? Yeah. And by the way, that's not an eagle there either. Manly P. Hall, one of the most prolific writers of Freemasonry, says anytime they depict an eagle with a point on the back of its head, it's really a stylized phoenix. Aha, we fooled you. It's not an eagle. It's a phoenix. In Egyptian mythology, the phoenix was the Benu. The Benu was the dying and resurrecting soul bird of Osiris. Okay? 13 steps on the Great Seal's pyramid, 13 letters in the Latin phrase Annuit Coeptus, 13 letters in E Pluribus Unum, 13 stars above the eagle's head there in the shape of the Star of David, 13 bars on the shield, 13 leaves on the olive branches, 13 arrows, 13 original colonies, 13 stars, 13 stripes on the original Betsy Ross flag. Have you heard about the Betsy Ross flag? She did make flags. There's no evidence whatsoever that she's the originator of this design, even though that's one of the myths that we've all been taught growing up in school. History.org goes on to continue. We do, however, have a good idea about who originated the design. Credit for that achievement may go to Francis Hopkinson, a New Jersey representative to the Continental Congress and signer of the Declaration of Independence. Hopkinson was a talented man with a strong interest in designing symbols. See, symbols conceal for those who don't have eyes to see, and they reveal for those who do have eyes to see, which means all of the iconography contained within a symbol has to harmonize with itself for it to have a coherent message. Oh, okay, Great Seal. Pyramid of Egypt, Phoenix, dying and resurrecting soul bird of Osiris, 13. He's the guy that designed our flag? We're trying to wake people up because there's going to be a deception that the scriptures say it's going to be so powerful that even the elect can be deceived by.